Hey everybody! This evening I want to talk to you guys about something that absolutely changed my life. Um, I was taking a class for mentoring and we were talking about addictions. And something that one of the people that was teaching the class one night said really changed my life. I had been struggling with a food addiction. I had a binge and restrict cycle going on with my food. Just a total disordered pattern of eating, and I felt completely powerless. I felt like I was a slave, that I would be stuck in this way of life forever. I knew that I couldn't keep restricting and being anorexic, but I didn't know how to stop the binge eating disorder. I didn't know how to have self-control in the moment. I only knew how to be a teetotaler. I knew how to not eat at all or overeat. I had no way of being moderate. So anyways, as we were sitting in this class one evening just talking, this lady, she mentioned something called the 5-second rule. And I was all ears. I was all here to hear it and everything. She said that whenever we have something that's tempting us, any addiction, that we have 5 seconds to shut it down, or else we will cave in and do what it is that we had tried to determine not to do. So what she means is that when the temptation comes to us, it just sails on in as a thought. We have 5 seconds or less to take that thought captive to the obedience of Christ and sit firm with it, or else we will lose the battle. And I thought about that in the context of food. So I'm using food because that is the thing that was speaking to me that evening. So I thought about it like, okay, well, if I have a piece of carrot cake and I eat it, and carrot cake has massive amounts of calories. I don't know if y'all know that. Don't be deceived by the word carrot. Anyway, so if I have a piece of carrot cake and I eat it, and then I go and sit on the couch and I'm completely satisfied, then 30 minutes later, I get that thought come sailing in, like it kind of sneaks in and says, you know, you have a whole carrot cake in your refrigerator right now. Why don't you go get yourself another piece? If I sit there and I'm weighing it out and I'm thinking about it and I'm like, well, if I get that, I won't be able to eat dinner later, or like maybe I can skip breakfast tomorrow, make it even out somehow, and I would sit there and go back and forth with it for longer than 5 seconds, and I would just totally justify myself and go and get the second piece of cake. And I had thought about, well, wow, if I can make that resolve in less than 5 seconds to not do that thing, and I can sit firm with it, the temptation will go away. And it was really marinating with me that that was going to be a tool in order to do what I needed to do to overcome this eating disorder. Christ had already revealed that it was a problem. I had already confessed it to a group of other people. I had already determined that I was not going to restrict myself in the way that I had been doing. See, what I was doing is I would just eat uncontrollably, and the next day I wouldn't eat at all. And I was in a cycle of doing that. So all of that had been revealed, but I still felt like, I don't know, like I'm gonna end up packing on a whole lot of weight because I don't know how to control my eating. So when she said this to me, or to our group rather, I really felt like God was giving me help that I desperately needed. She had no idea that I was dealing with this, but she was giving me help that I needed to have. And I think about that in the context of any type of addiction. Any addiction that we have, especially if you have a lot of access to it. Like a food addiction is difficult because we always have to eat. And there's no like, oh, we can't just say, I'm swearing off eating forever. We can't do that. But even something like a pornography addiction, you know, I guess you could swear off your computer forever or your cell phone forever, but the likelihood of that is pretty low. So we have to learn how to control. And it's just really imperative that we recognize that temptation as a dart from the enemy. We realize it immediately that it's a temptation, it is not from God. And we say no instead of saying, well, and teeter-tottering back and forth with it and losing the battle. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about the 5-second rule because it's a game changer. It has helped me to overcome disordered eating. It has cured me of the food noise that wrecked my life. If y'all don't know what food noise is this constant mental battle about food, whether it's thinking about the next thing that you're going to eat, and sometimes you can even be doing that while you're eating something, or it's thinking about not eating, just overthinking, and it's a lot of mental noise in your head about food. And I guess any addiction can have that type of noise, but this gets rid of that noise. Now you do have to surrender to it. It is a cross to bear. You have to feel discomfort, but it's momentary. I'm telling you, it took about 4 or 5 days to be using that 5-second rule for it to become second nature to me. So I just wanted to share that helpful tip with you guys. Anybody who's struggling with any type of addiction, 5-second rule. I hope I could be some sort of help to somebody. Thank you.